Hello, everybody. Today we are going to learn while loop. We touched that topic, and we are going to learn the while loops, and we will try to focus on the differences between them and where, when, why we should use each one of them. Okay, like every time, let's start with reviewing previous lesson. What have we learned in the previous lesson? Let's open that class. Overloading. If you create same named methods in the same class, more than one, by changing the parameters, it's called overloading. If there are a lot of same named methods in the same class, if Java is not complaining about them, it is overloading. While loop is a little different. If you remember when we were using for I loop, we were writing it like this: starting number, condition, and increment. In the while loop, normally only the condition is you have to only write the condition in the while loop. But if you want to use numbers, before it you have to set a number to start from it, and also you need to set an increment or decrement, just like for I loop. The biggest difference between them is if you know how many times you need to execute the loop body, you should use for I loop. It has more advantages in this kind of situations. But if you do not know how many times you need to execute the body, you should use while loop. For example, you are asking for a password from the user, and you do not know how many times he needs to enter right password. In this kind of situations, we should use while loop, because we do not know how many times we need to ask password from user. Okay, let's write what we have learned in the previous lesson. If I can find it, here it is. Yes, we have created methods, and let me tell you what a method is. It is some kind of a method block, right? You can call it whenever you want. It is some kind of method block. I mean, in this block, there are a lot of code. And when we call the method, this method block will be executed. When we call the method, all the code inside of it will be executed. Just like a robot, right? They are like robots. Machines, robots, whatever you say. You can use them whenever you want, wherever you want. Yes, where should we create them? Methods should be created inside of the class, but outside of other methods, including main method. Main method is also a method. We should not forget that. Yes, creating method is not enough. If you want to use the method, we have to call it, right? Creating a method is not enough. To use it, we need to call it. I mean, if you don't use a method, it will be pointless to create one. Yeah. So it's very clear. We should use it. We should call it to use. We should put the machine in the production to use it. Otherwise, it won't work. How do we call the method? to call a method, we need to write its name and the parameters. The parameters we are planning to use in the method. For example, if you want to calculate sum of two numbers, you should send those two numbers to the method, and machine will work hard and calculate the result of that calculation. And let's talk about overloading. When we call the method, do you know how it chooses the right method? If there are more than one method, it should check a few things to execute a method. First, if there are more than one method, first it will check the the name. And when we call a method, if there are more than one method in the class or anywhere, Java first will check the name. I mean, it will try to find same named method. That's the first step. The second, it will check the parameters. Then it will check the parameters. Parameter number. Let's check how many parameters there is. So if you send two numbers, Java will try to find same named method with the it should be same with the method call. The name should be same with the method call, and the number of parameters should be same. We are sending two numbers. A method should be able to accept those two numbers. Then and parameters data types will be checked. If they are same integer, the system will be saying, oh, okay, it works. If it cannot find the right parameter, but if the Java can handle the situations by using auto casting, it will work. If it cannot find the right parameters, data types, system will check if there is a method that can accept these parameters. I mean, for example, we send integer, but we have a method which can accept double. Without doing anything, Java can cast an integer to double, and it will accept it because of that. How do we create a method? 6. How do we create a method? Public static comes from me. Public for now. Let's write it. Public static comes from the teacher. Then we should write the name. Method name. Oh, return type. Sorry. Fine. If we are planning to print something, we can use void return type. it means void means it won't return anything. It will just print something. If we are planning to return a variable, we should write its data type. What I mean here, what I meant here, let me explain what I meant here. I meant, for example, you created a method and it is calculating the result of the sum of the two numbers. If that's the case, the method should return the result instead of printing, and you will use that sum in somewhere else, and you are trying to assign that sum to another variable. If that's the case, you should write the return type integer if you are working with integers, of course. So public static integer, then the name, then the name of the method, parameters if there are, and that's all you need to write to create a method. So okay, that's all I believe from the previous method. We do not need to mention while loops. Instead, we will try to solve a question about that. But before that, we have completed our review of previous lesson. Let's have a quiz. In this quiz, we will try to review previous topics. Okay, I will start it here. Cooperative student. First, I want to check something. Okay, if you have any question, please ask it from the. You can ask it from YouTube channel. Room name is Madam 8603. You can also use this name to enter the quiz. It will stay open for the next until the next quiz. Okay, this will be double review. Let's try to understand what's going on here. Overloading. Creating methods with the same name, yes, but different method signature. That's correct, at least until now. In a class which is following is not a way of overloading. Okay, you know, creating a method with the same name but different signature is overloading. Changing number of parameters. It's correct, but we are looking for the wrong one. If you change number of parameters, just like substring, if you use single number, it does something. If you use double number, two numbers, the function of the same method will be different. If you remember those methods, you can say you know what I meant. This is correct. Changing the data type of parameters. Yes, we did that. You know, if you, for example, if the first number is an integer, if you create another method by using double for the first variable, it works. It means you are creating another overloading. This one is also true. What about C? Changing the order of parameters. If the method has different data types, it's correct. If they are same data types, changing them will be meaningless, of course. But if they are different data types, you know, the order will follow. For example, in the method call, when you use double, or let's say when you use string a number, an integer, the first one will only accept the string, and the second one will also will only accept integer data type. If you change their places when you are creating another method, Java will accept that without any complaint. So this one is also correct. We have only one left, changing the method body. Actually, we are always changing the method body, right? According to new data types, we are writing new codes in the overloaded methods. So this is the false one. By being false, it is the right answer, because we are looking for the false one here. This is the false one, and it should be the right answer. Okay, it's correct. Which of the following will be wrong if the given methods are in the same class? Okay, this is a long shot. So let's try to understand what we have here. We have same named three methods. Okay. And the first one has integer. Second one has only one integer number. The third one is a double, two variables. Oh, okay. Let's say these methods will print something. So we can do that. This is the main method. And in this class, we are writing a main method, and we will compare the output. Multiply 3 and 5. First, you will check the names. All of them are same. It will work. Second, for the first tick, all of them are okay about the names. Second, number of parameters. We are sending two numbers. This is okay. This is also okay. But this one cannot accept this method call because it has only one gate. It has a gate for one number. It cannot accept the second one. So this is okay. This is not. This is also okay. 3 data types. We are sending two integers. This is okay. I know that. This is not. We have also already put a cross on it. Double. This can also accept it. This may, let's say, we are not sure. This may I will put a little thick. But you know, in the third line, we should check the easiest one. I mean, if you can handle it without casting, without changing the data type, it will be chosen. And we have 100% match here because you know we are sending two integer numbers, and this method is accepting two integer numbers. This one will be executed, and it will multiply numbers 3 times 5. 3 will come here, 5 will be here, and from here they will go here. Number 1 will be 3 in the method, 3. Number 2 will be 5, and the result will be 15. It is printing the result. It will print 15. We have a right answer, but I'm sorry, we are looking for the wrong one. So I will try to delete all those things, but I'm not going to delete this part. The second one, let me change the color a little. B. This time we have a main method at multiply 5. First names, all the names are same. I don't need to check the name again. And the number of parameters, we are sending only one number. So only this method can accept it. Actually, the others are eliminated, so I do not need to check them. But to learn, let's check them. Data types, this is accepting two integer numbers, and this is accepting two double numbers. No, the easiest one, this is the easiest one because it is 100% match. It is the right data type. What it does, it multiplies a number by itself and prints it. 5 times 5, you know, when I write here 5, 5 will come here. Because we have only one number and one gate. In the method, whenever I see 5, number 1, I will print 5 instead of that because this is the name of the 5. Right. 5 times 5, the result will be 25 and it will print it. This is also correct. It will work. Okay, let's continue. Now, what about C? It prints 10. You know, this is 2.5. It is not a comma. You know, before that, there was comma, but this time it's a dot. This is a double. This time we are sending one double. Names are same. Number of parameters, only this one is acceptable. It accepts only one variable. Data types, double cannot enter here. And you know, double cannot be automatically cast to the integer. So this code won't be executed. Java will complain here. Hey, you are trying to create, you have created a method for integer number, but you have sent a double variable. I cannot accept that, we'll say Java. What about the last one? Let's cover that one too. We have main method, the names are same. This time I am sending two double numbers because this is dot, this is also another dot, this is a comma. Names are same, number of parameters, this is okay, even though it's accepting integers, it's okay, this cannot be used. Data types, integer cannot accept double, integer, no, this is okay. I do not need to check the other ones, so this one will be executed. We are sending two doubles, so this will be 2.0, the second one will be 2.5. Whenever I see number 1, I will write 2.0. Number 2 will be 2.5. 2.0 times 0.5, it will be 5, so it will print 5. Done. When you do a calculation with double numbers, result should be a double variable too. And even though it doesn't have any decimal units, it will print 1 0 at the right side of it. So this one is also correct. And we are looking for the wrong one here. It is the C. Okay. Let me clean everything and continue our voyage. Oh, what is it? Submit answer. Here it is. Yes, we have another question right here. And first, we should try to understand what question is saying. We have a method here. The name is add. We have same name with another method. Data types are integer, double. Which of following will be wrong if the given methods are in the same class? Similar question. Oh, I don't want to delete this part. Okay, I will delete the rest, but the order will stay here. So again, we are trying to call these methods. And all the methods' names are same, so I'm not going to check the names. The second one, number of parameters. We are sending two numbers. This one is accepting two parameters, and this one also accepting two parameters. Data types. This can accept integer. This also can accept integer numbers because Java can handle it by auto casting. Easiest one. This is the easiest one, right? Here, Java does not need to do any auto casting. And using this method will be easier for Java because it is 100% match. But if it couldn't be able to find 100% match between method calls, it would use the other. It might use the other method call. So this time we will use this method call 3 and 5. You know, from now on, number 1 will be 3 in the method. Number 3 will be 5. 8, 10. I think the result will be 10. It will print 10. This is correct. And again, we are looking for the wrong one. Delete everything and restart from the beginning, like a poet, like a sync. The second one. Oh, this time we are sending two double numbers. Names, okay, parameters, both of them are using same number of parameters. Data types, double. This cannot accept double numbers because the gate is created for integer variables. But this gate, the second gate, can accept double numbers because of this double data types. So I do not need to check the easiest one. There's only one option here. 3.1, 5.3. When we do the math, let's do that. Oh, I was trying to multiply them. When we do it like this, it is easy. 11.3. This is also right answer. Here, the first one is double, and the second one is an integer. Let me clean the table. Double integer. Names, okay, number of parameters, okay, data types. The first one, double cannot use an integer gate. It cannot be handled by auto casting. This won't work. What about this one? The first one is double. Double can use this gate. What about integer? You know, by auto casting, integer can be cast to the double data type. So this can be executed. Number 2 will be 5.0. Even though we are sending 5, it will be calculated as a double number. 3.1, 5.0, 3. It will be 11.1, I think. It says compile time error. Now, by being wrong, again, it is the right answer, the one we are looking for. Okay, let's clean everything and continue to the next question. What we have here, let me check it. What does it print on the screen? Okay. We have a main method. We have another method named update. And in the main method, we are calling that method. Okay. This method can accept two string variables. It seems like it has been created that way. So far, we do not have any problem. We are sending two string variables. And from now on, S will be John, T will be black. S, John. It means take the first letter, right? Let me explain. John. It is 0, 1, 2, 3 are the integer numbers. When we use two numbers, the first one is the beginning number, and we want to take a part of the string, and the last number is the limit. If it is starting from 0, it means take everything. Where is the limit? Just before the 1, there's a limit. It means it will just take the first letter. That's all. First little is lowercase. And when we use this method, it will be a capital. So it is like this. Then T, what is T? Black. Okay, let's write that one too. Black. Integer numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The job. If you use one number here, it means start from index 2 and print everything. It will start from here, and AC key will be there. There is no other method here, so it will be jack, the key with the capital, because we are using plus between them. The S will be jack, and when we print it, it will print first one. Others will be unnecessary. We don't need to check other options, I mean. Okay, the right answer is jack. The next one, we have only 7 questions today, so it shouldn't take too much time. First, it's a long question. Let's start to understand what will be output if they are all in the same class. Okay. If they are a lot of methods like this, this is a method, another method, I can understand it from public static void and the name of the method. Public static void and the name of the method. We have a lot of different methods here. So if that's the case, you should remember that always everything starts from main method. Not always, but for now it's always. Public static void main, this is the main method. These are the different methods. Let me show them like this. And the last one is start ends. Oh, made the wrong call there. Where is the other method? Sorry, everything starts from our wrong place. Main method is here. Oh, I'm sorry, because I did not make that mistake. When I moved the screen, the part's not moving, so I thought I was wrong. I throw the lines wrong. This is a method. This is another method, as you can see. Another one. And start, ends. This is also another method. We have a lot of different methods here in the same class. Let me cancel everything. So we will try to find the output of this code. Everything will start from main method. The system will come here. The second step will be here. Go. But we should check a method without any parameters. We have one here. Do we have another? No. Then the system will come here. It says print bad. There's an element, so it will print it in a line. 4, it will print bad. Then why? Wherever we came here, it will return us to there. And 6. This time we will use a method with a number in it. Do we have that kind of method? Here it is. 7. Seven, 8. It will print good. You know, we have used an integer, but double dot type can accept an integer. So this code will be executed. 9. When it is 9, we will return where we have called here. 10. In the 10th step, what we are sending, go and out of numbers. Actually, this is a statement. You should be able to see that. This is a statement. I mean, is 5 higher or equals to 5? Yes, it is true. Instead of these numbers, you can see go through here. Inside of here, through is written. It's a Boolean. If we have a method that can accept Booleans, voila. Oh, we have one. 10, 11. It says this method can accept Boolean. If Boolean is true, it will print this. If it is false, worse will be printed. It is true, so it will come here. 12, 13. It will print the best. 14, else code won't be executed, and it will return, and it is the end of the code. Now let's check the options we have. Bad, good, the best. Bad, good, the best. Okay, this is the only right answer we need. A is the right answer. Let me check if we have any question. I don't. Yes, we don't. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm really waiting for your questions. Okay, next one is coming. The correct answer is this. So, first we should understand the question, as always. Which of following will be true? At least we are looking for something true. If the given methods are in the same class. So this time we have a few different things. Let's see what happens here. We have two same named methods, method 1, method 1, and we have a main method. Okay, we have a main method. And two methods are here. And we are trying to call a method without any parameters. The names are same. The second step should be the parameter numbers. Oh, the first one does not have any parameter. And the second one, oh, both of them do not have any parameters, as you can see. Each one of them does not have any parameter. It means this is not overloading. If you want to create an overloading, there should be a change, but there are totally same methods. You cannot create same method without any parameters twice. So we do not need to check anything here. It is compile time error. The methods we have created in this class are same, exactly same. Java will complain here, and there will be a red line under that. Java will say, hey, you cannot create same name method without any signature twice. If you write same code to the IntelliJ, you can see the error yourself. It will cause a compile time error. Question, no question. Okay, thank you. Oh, I can see a message there. Yo, thanks. My thanks. Okay, let's continue. Next question is, which of following options will be correct if the given methods are in the same class? Okay, we have a long question here. Relax in your seats, so it may take a little time. We will check the each option, and we will check the results. Let's see this one. Can I make it bigger? Okay, this is better, I think. We have main method here, and we have other method. I'm sorry, the first one is not the main method. Here, the main method. The name is main. This is another method and other method. You know, everything starts from the main method. So what's happening here? When we are checking a lot of different methods, first names should be same. We are calling method one, and both of them are same named methods. So this does not help us here because both of them are acceptable for the first condition. Second, parameter numbers. Parameter numbers. We are sending two parameters. The first one has two parameters, okay. The second one has also two parameters. It did not work. Three, data types. We are sending double and integer. Okay. This one is double. And the second one is also double. We are sending double. This one is okay. Here in the second one, we are sending an integer, and system has the casting here. It should cast integer to double. It is acceptable, but let's check the first one. This is float. Integer, we are sending double. Oh, you know, double has bigger capacity than a float, so you cannot autocast double to float, so this is not acceptable. This code will be executed, and it will print bad. Okay, it says bad, it's all right. Following options. Let me delete everything. We are looking for correct answers, and this is correct. It is plural. There might be more than one answer here. Hello, Movie King. I can see you are saying hi. Thank you. So in the second one, this is the main method. Everything starts from here. Method 1, 2, and 3. Both of them are integer numbers. Let's check names are same. Name parameter numbers are same. So data types. We are sending two integers. Integer to float. It is acceptable, but and integer. This can work. What about this one? Integer to double. We are sending an integer, and the system will. I'm sorry, there's a problem here. Okay, we are sending an integer, and system should cast it to double. We are not sending another integer, and system will cast it to double. Here, in this method, Java has to do two casting, but in the first one, one casting is enough. First step, Java will choose the easiest one. So the first code will be executed because it is easier. Java Java needs to do only one casting here. It will print good. It feels good. We have another correct answer here. The last one, let's check that. This time we are sending a float a double. F means this number is a float data type. Okay. Names are okay. Parameter numbers are same. Data types. We are sending a float, and here it has a float data type. Okay, it accepts. It can execute. What about the second one? We are sending a double. Oh, double number cannot be casted to the integer variable, at least not automatically. It won't accept this. And let's check this one. We are sending a float to double. You know, by doing casting, it can be handled. Automatically float can be casted to double because double has more capacity than float. The second one is double. Okay, without any problem. Java will handle the situation. Bad. This is bad, but by being bad, we have 3 right answers here. Well, let me check if you have any question. Movie King said out of high. Okay, but don't worry. We have another right answer here. So question time is over. We will continue this slide. The first topic will be the while loop, but first, let's have our break time. We will have 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I will try to continue. Thank you very much. See you after 10 minutes. Hello again. I hope you can hear me. Let's continue. One second, please. I want to check something. Okay. We will continue with the while loop. We have learned for I loop and also while loop, and this is the third one, third loop, the while loop. For I loop, while loop, the while loop. Yes, they have very similar purposes, but there are a few differences between them. And according to that difference, we will try to solve the questions from different approaches. But let's review before going to the while loop. I want to review while loop, and I will try to explain what's happening there by coding, of course. I will create today's package. It will be day 16 to while one. This first class will be review of while loop. CO1 from the previous topic. And I will solve a question here, step by step. I will try to explain each step. I hope you will be able to see what's happening when you run the code. Let's create main method. And create a loop that calculates sum of 10, 11, and 12. That's all. First, let's try to solve this question by for I loop. Starting number, when we are using, okay, let's try to solve it by using for I loop first. We will solve this question by using for I loop first. Okay. For I. Which number, from which number it will start? It will start from 10, right? So the starting number should be 10. And as long as it is smaller or equal to 12, it will continue. Each time we will increase the value by 1. There should be a number to calculate the sum of those numbers. Integer sum of for I loop numbers. At first it will be 0, of course. We will try to add all the numbers inside of this total number. I will add 10, then I will add 11, it will be 21, and then 12 and 33, I think, will be the last result. Let's do that. Each time, i's first first value will be 10. Let's edit some of for I loop numbers. It will be equal to let's do it like this, equals to I. Each time a value of I will be added to this number. At the first loop it will be 10. I will be 10. Sum of numbers was 0, and when I add 10 to 0, it will be 10 too. The second, in the second loop, I will be increased by 1, it will be 11, and 11 I will be added to the sum value. It was 10, it will become 21 when I add 11 to it. In the third loop, it will be 12. And 12 is still smaller or equal to 12, it is still true. And 12 will be added to the 21, it will be 33. When we increase the value, it will become 13. 13 will come here. Is 13 smaller or equal to 12? No, it is not. This will be false and loop will end. At the end, let's print it. Solve sum of loop numbers, for I loop numbers. I will also add an explaining before it. Sum of for I loop, and this time we will see an explaining before the value. But as you can see, it is 33. It is working. Again, this time I will try to solve same question by using while loop. This time we will use while loop. When we are creating a while loop, the only thing we need to create the condition. Condition is this: while curly brackets. Here I need to write the condition. A number should be smaller than or equal to 12. Let's create a number. Integer a equals to 0, equals to 10. This is the starting number. When you are using while loop, if you are planning to use this kind of loop, you should set the initializing number before the loop. And the condition, a, as long as a is smaller or equal to 12, the loop will continue. It will start from 10, and the condition will be checked, then body will be executed. I need a place to calculate sum of numbers. Let's create that. Sum of while loop numbers. At first, it will be 0, of course. And each time, I want to add the numbers to that sum of while loops. Sum of while loops. And each time, we will add a. 10 will come here. It will be added to the value. To make it 11 in the loop, I should increase it by 1 for the next loop. A should increase by 1. So we have another loop here. I will write everything here. We have a. We have a condition. As long as smaller than 12, the loop will continue. And then sum of numbers according to the while loop. A letters first value will be 10 because a equals to 10. The condition is true, right? A is smaller than 12. True. Because of that, body will be executed, and value of a will be added to the sum of while loops. It was 0, it will be 10. In the second loop, because of this code, a will be 11. We are increasing the value of the a after adding it to the sum of while loop numbers. Let's check the condition. 11 is still smaller than, lower than 12. So it is again true. 11 will be added to the sum of numbers. It will become 21. Loop will come over here, but after increasing the value. The number will be 12. 12 is, now we should check the condition. 12 is smaller or equal to 12. It is still true because they are equal. And when I add 12 to the sum of number, it was 21. It will become 33. Then the value of a will be increased one more time. 13. When I check the condition for 13, it will false. Loop will end here. It won't calculate, it won't add 12 to 33 because the condition is false, loop won't be executed, not anymore. It won't be executed anymore. Okay, we did it. The biggest difference in while loop and for while loop, in the while loop, we do not need to set a beginning time. It's not an obligation for us to do. You can choose different things. For example, as long as password is wrong, loop will continue infinitely. You can say that. Let's write a few things about for while loop. While when we don't know how many times we are planning to execute loop, we should use variable because user may enter wrong password infinitely. We do not know which one will be the right password. And I want to write something here. In the while loop, if the condition is false, if I make it 13, the condition will be false, as you can see. The loop won't be executed. So before doing anything, condition will be checked. In a while loop, before the loop execution or before the code, condition will be checked. The condition will be checked. So if it is false, loop will not be executed. It's very important. Before the loop, the condition will be checked. We are going to see the difference when I start explaining the while loop. Okay, let me check something. I think Movie King is increasing the highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have any question, please ask. I would love to answer those questions. And I am checking Zoom now, slide and YouTube. We do not have any question. Let's continue. So one of the other difference is, in the while loop, first we check the condition. Then we check we do the equation. At the end, if the condition is false, loop won't be executed. If you want to start in the while loop, if you want to start from a number in a while loop, if we want to start from a number, we need to assign it before the loop. We need to assign it before the loop. And at the same time, if you want to increase the volume, again, in the loop, we should increase the volume. And if we are planning to increase number, we need to do it in the loop manually by our hands. That's all I think. You can add a few things here if you want. So let's start the main dish here, we were planning to learn the while loop from the beginning. I will solve same question, not mail, main. Now let me copy the question from previous page. This time we will solve it by using the while loop. Let's solve it by using do while loop. The biggest difference between a while loop and while loop is first you execute the loop and then you check the condition. That's the biggest difference. In the while loop, if you remember, at first we were checking the condition. If it was wrong, the body wouldn't be executed. But when we use the while loop, the situation is different. And the condition won't be checked before the loop. After the loop, it will be checked. And you will ask me, of course, what kind of differences it would make if you check it after or before the loop. I will try to explain. So let's create a loop that calculates the sum of those numbers. Do while. That's the while loop. Condition will be written here, and the code should be inside of curly brackets. Okay, we need a starting number, integer. We can write anything. Number will be 10, the first number, and I should a place to save numbers to calculate some of those numbers. Integer sum of numbers. At first it will be 0 because we haven't added any number to it. So everything is ready. Sum of numbers will be increased by the amount of number. 10 will be added in the first loop. In the loop, again, we need to increase the value of number because in the second loop, I want it to be 11. Number will be increased by 1. The condition, the same condition will be here. As long as it is smaller than or equal to 12, the loop will continue. As long as number is smaller or equal to 12, please continue executing the loop. And at the end, we will print sum of numbers. Let's see if it is working. If we can find the number 33, I will try to explain what we have done here. We found it. Now let me explain. We have the number. It is 10. And then we will calculate the sum of numbers. And at the end, we will check the condition. What is the condition? What is the condition? It is as long as number is smaller or equal to 12, the loop will continue. The number is 10 at first. Without checking anything, I should add this value to sum. Sum is 0 at the beginning, so it will be 10. And then the condition is being checked here, as you can see. 10 is smaller or equal to 12, it is true. Loop will continue. It will come over to the beginning one more time, and it will calculate the number. And here, we are increasing the value to 11. And 11 will be added to the sum without checking any condition. It will be 21 in the second loop. Number is 11 right now, condition is true. And we will increase the value here in this line, it will be 12. we are here. 12 will be added to the number. It will be 33. And the condition is false, as you can see. So a loop will end here. The main problem here, I'm sorry, by the problem, I mean main point here, the condition is being checked at the end of the loop. No matter what, even if the condition is wrong at the first line, still loop will be executed once. Let me show you. I will write 100 here. And you know that the condition is false. Let's see the result. The number is 100, and it's saying sum of number is 100 because this code is executed once. Even though the condition is false, it is executed once, and value of the number is added to the sum of numbers. If you want to calculate the loop like this, if you want to execute loop once, at least once, you can use the while loop. That's the main difference between them. So, do you have any question for me? I would love to answer your questions. I will check all the channels. Right now, we'll be able to see message. Okay, no question, no answer. Let's continue. Let's write a few details about the while loop. In the while loop, you know, loop body will be executed at least once. In do while loop body will be executed once, no matter what. Once, even though the condition is false, no body will be executed at least once. Even though the body is wrong, I'm sorry, the condition is false, it will be executed once. The second biggest difference is the condition will be checked at the end of the loop. There are the main differences between the while loop and other loops. In the while loop, loop body will be executed at least once. I'm sorry. The second difference is condition. By the condition here, I mean it will be checked at the end of the loop, after the loop. Okay, let's go back to the slide. This much is enough, I think. We are going to solve a lot of questions, so don't worry about that. But for everything, I want to check something. Okay. When we open this slide, here, there's a diagram explaining how it works. When code comes here in the while loop, directly the body will be executed, as you can see. It doesn't matter what the condition is, whatever you write in the body will be executed. Then it will check the condition. If it is true, the loop body will be executed again. After the loop body execution, it will check the condition one more time. And as long as the condition is true, the loop will be executed. When the first condition is false, loop will be terminated. That means if it is false, loop is absent. Okay, don't worry about the things. Yes, the condition will be loop body will be executed as long as the condition is true. And at the end, the condition will be checked. Yes. No matter what, loop body will be executed at least once. So, okay. Oh, we have the questions. Let's try to solve these questions. Which one should we solve first? It is easy. Let's try to solve this question too. I will copy it from the slide. If I can find it. Oh, I found it. The most important thing when we are trying to solve a question is understanding the question. If you can understand it, you are one step closer to solve it. Do while question. This is the question. Okay. Let's try to understand what's happening here. We are planning to ask user to enter a password. Okay. Check the entered password according to the following conditions. Blah, 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 blah. And per errors in the password. If there is an error according to those conditions, we will print the problem. Repeat this process until the user enters a valid password. And at the end, if everything is all right, you will print your password accepted. Very charismatic. When the valid password is entered. Okay. That's very good condition for the while loop. You know, no matter what the condition is, you want to receive the password at least once, right? From the user. User will enter the password no matter what the condition is. So this is very important. It means we can use the while loop. Most of the time for password checks, developers use the while loop. It is not, of course, it's not a must. It can be solved by other loops too, but usually the while loop is preferred when we are talking about passwords. Okay, how do we do that? Of course, we will ask user to enter a password. That's the easiest part. Then somehow we should check the password. We will check if it has lowercase. Okay. If it has it, I will put a mark here. I mean, it has a lowercase. Then I will check for a capital letter. If it has it, I will put another mark. Special character, another mark, 7, 8 characters, another mark. At the end, if I have 4 marks on the wall, you know, we are putting marks on the wall. If we have 4 marks, we will print this message. If there are only 3 of them, it means there is a problem in the password. One of them is missing. All the conditions are not matched, so it will be a problem. We should review the loop. Again, we will ask user to enter another mark. So I hope you got what I mean. This is the condition. I will write and flag, integer flag. And for each right condition, for each condition, if it is correct, if it has the condition, I will put a mark. I will increase this value by 1. I mean, putting a mark to the number. After that, if condition is if the number equals to 4, loop will end, right? It means everything is right. It means as long as it is not equal to 4, loop will continue until user enters right password. Okay, I will check something. A second, please. Okay, I'm back. It was very fast, I know. So let's start taking the password from the user. We are going to take the password no matter what. We do not need to wait for it. I will create main method, and let's start by writing what we may need when we are solving the question. Usually, you should create variables before the loop. It is very important. You should create variables before the method. If you need it in the loop, just come here and create it. I will need a scanner because I'm planning to take password from user. Scanner, scan, new scanner system.in. I'm going to use this scan object to take variables from user. I will need a password, right? User will enter it somewhere. String password. It will have nothing at first. Then I will need a place to put my marks. I will write flag. Most of the time, flag is used in this kind of situations. It will be integer flag. I mean, by the name. If you are marking something like this, flag name is being used. It is not a rule, of course, unwritten rule, just preference. And let's set a boolean. If everything is right, the boolean will be true. Boolean is valid, is password valid. I'm planning to use those things. At first, it is false, of course. We do not know anything about the password. So I think I have all the variables I need. You do not need to create them like this. Just start writing your code. When you need a variable, come to the here and write them. You can also write them in class level, but don't worry about that for now. Okay, double is coming, and the while will be written here. So I know that this loop will be executed again and again, and at first, no matter what, it will be executed once. First thing in the loop, I should ask for the password, right? So user should know what we are asking for. Please enter your password. Okay. Then user will enter his password. We should save it somewhere. Password will be equal to scan.next. I do not accept space in the password, so I do not need to use next line here. Okay, password will be saved here, whatever user enters. Let's start checking the conditions. The first condition is password must contain lowercase. How can I check that? Let's think about that. Let's say user entered hello. This is the password user entered. Let's use a different color. Do not mix it with the others. Hello. I need to check if it has lowercase. If it has, everything is fine. If it is all capitals or numbers or symbols, we will complain about that. How can I check? If it has only one lowercase, it will be enough for me. Okay, we can check it by using a loop, right? In the loop, first I will check this one. Let me change color one more time and use different color. In the loop, first I will somehow I should reach the first letter. If it's a lowercase, which is not here, I need to check the other one. A loop means starting from the beginning until the end, it will check everything. This is the lowercase. Okay, I found what I am looking for. Here, I can end the loop. I do not need to check the rest. You know, one lowercase is enough for the password. So we will try to do that. We don't know, of course, what user will enter. I should dynamically calculate that. It will start from index numbers, right? I will use index numbers. And I know that string variables index numbers start from 0. My loop should start from 0 and it should continue until the end. This string variable's length is 5, but loop will continue until the 4. It should start from 0 and it should continue until length is smaller than 5. For I loop is the best option here because I will use index structures and I know beginning number and ending number. I will start from 0, okay? As long as I is smaller than string variables length, I will use it password length. And each time I am planning to increase the value by 1. Okay. The next step, somehow I should check the first letter. We have a method for that. But there should be a condition, right? If, there should be if. And if the first letter is a lowercase, we will end the loop after putting a mark here. If the first letter password dot char add I. First value of I will be 0, and we are checking the first letter right now. I could be able to reach it. Somehow I should say it should be a lowercase. In this case, in this kind of situations, we should use ASCII table, if you remember. From our previous lessons, of course. I will write ASCII table here. It doesn't matter which one it is. Just open one of them. It is always same. So, okay. I will check if it is a lowercase. You know, char characters has always a number value. As long as this char characters number value is between 97 and 122, it means it's a lowercase. Okay, we will use that. If it is higher or equals to A, and at the same time it should be lower than Z, right? Password, let me bring password char add I. At the same time, which it should be lower or equal to, okay, lower equal to Z. If this is true, let's say let me bring back the conditions. We are checking this one. This is a capital. Let's find it from the ASCII table. Where it is? Here it is. The value is 72. But I ask it to be between this and this letter. And this is not between them. It is not higher than 97 or lower than 122. It is somewhere else. All the numbers between those letters will be accepted. It will be true. At the same time, when we choose this letter, for example, if it was a lowercase like this, as you can see, this number is at the same time higher than this value and lower than this. Because of that, I used AND. At the same time, it should be higher than A and lower than Z. If that's the case, it means it has a lowercase, right? I mean, I can put a mark here. How do we put the mark? Do we create the? Oh, here we have flag. I will increase the value of flag. Flag plus plus. I put my first mark here. Else, I can write a message, error message. I will write password should, oh, it's not a message. Password should have at least one lowercase letter. Okay. But here, I told you that when we find that it has a lowercase, we do not need to check others, right? We can end the loop. To end the loop, we can use break. It will speed up things. It works, it doesn't matter, but we can write it like this. There's a problem here. It will check first letter, okay, if it is not a lowercase, it will print it. But in this time, when we check all of them, it will else code will be executed again and again. If all of them are capital, this code will be executed. So instead of else, after the loop, we should check something. I will delete this else code, and we will try something else. After the loop, first loop, if everything is right, if it has no lowercase, the flag's value should be 0, right? If everything is all right, flag's value should be 0. If it is 0, it means it doesn't have any lowercase. If flag value equals to 0, it means it doesn't have any lowercase. After checking all of them, if we haven't increased the value of flag, it means it doesn't have any lowercase, and we will print this. Okay, we have done it. We could have done it better, but for now, it's okay. I hope I could be able to explain what I have done here. I haven't entered anything here. So for now, don't worry about this one. We will change it a little according to requirements in the code. But for now, it's enough. So I will delete these parts. I think we have already memorized them. Let's go back and try to write other code. password must contain a capital letter. It is very same. I have an idea. We can use a method here. To check something, let's check it in a method. It will be better, right? This question will be better that way. Yes, it will be harder to understand, but it will be a better question for everybody. So I will create a method here for this one. I will delete it. Main method starts here, and we should create the method outside of the main method. I have created its place. Instead of writing these codes, I will delete them, and I will call a method. The method name will be check lowercase. This is the method call. For now, we are not sending anything, but I should send the password, right? Because it will check it. Password. To create it, I will come over here and I will create this one. This code will check the password and it couldn't be able to reach the flag. Okay, we can also send the flag, but instead we can create the flag value here. Flag integer. I know we have created flag here, but it is another another method. We haven't learned the scope not yet, but because of that it cannot reach it. I should create it here. If you create it here, you can reach it from anywhere. Let's make it static. Okay, now we can use it. Here, it changed its color and it's usable right now. What I have done here, I have changed the place where I have created the flag variable. If you create it in the class level outside of any method, all the methods can reach it. If it is inside of the any method, other methods won't be able to reach it. For now, I made it static, and when you make it static, it can be reached from any method in the class. So we have done it for now. It will work, but we have a problem here. I can see it, but I do not know how to explain. We will come to that part for now. Let's don't worry about that. Okay, it seems everything is all right here. One more thing. This flag, let's solve that problem. This flag is a general mark. If everything is right, I'm increasing the value of flag by 1. I should set another variable here. To see, I will change this code. Because according to this one, it may affect other things. Let's create another flag here. Integer flag of lower case. It will be 0 at first. And I will also increase it. Flag lowercase. And according to this variable, I will check it. This time, this method won't affect other methods. It has its own flag, and according to that flag, it will decide to write this error message. But everything is right. Flag is a global flag. It can be reached from all the methods. I am increasing the value of it by 1. At the same time, I'm increasing this method's flag too. And here I check that one. Okay, let's continue. This is better, right? This is the main method. And instead of writing a lot of different methods, just method call did the work. If somebody wants to see the details of this method, the reader can come here and read all the methods. The second one. This time I will check if it has any capital letter. Again, I will create a method. Check capital. And I need to check, I need to send the password user entered because the system will check that. Let's create it, come over it and click create. We have the method here. This time, I will only check it has a capital. Same logic. The limits, only the limits will be different. This time, let's go back to the ASCII table. This time, password should have a character between these numbers. So the value of the number should be higher than A, 65, lower than Z, capital Z, which is 90, I think. I will do exact same thing in the code. Where is code? Here it is. Because of that, I will copy everything from here and print them here. I just need to change the limits. Instead of lower cases, this time I will make it Z. Now let's change this to okay, this one has its own flag to decide if everything is going well. And we should check this part too, of course. Password. If there's something wrong in the password, if it does not have it, password must contain a capital letter. Well done. It was shorter than before. Previous one. The next one, password must contain special characters. This one is a little different. Let me show you why. When we come here, special character means symbols. We have a lot of different symbols here. Numbers won't be included. And a few more here, and we have a lot of different symbols in different situations. How can we do that? How can we solve this problem? It's not very hard, you know, but it's very clear that we cannot check numbers values because we need to add a lot of different conditions, numbers to that. But instead, I should find a different solution for that. I have one in my mind. If you have, I would love to hear your ideas. But it seems like nobody's saying anything. Yes. So I will change the logic a little. It works for other conditions too. But first, let's create the method, then we will talk about that. In time, we will think about that. Check special characters. We should send password, of course. This will be our method call. Well, this is break time. Let's have our break time. In the break time, we can think about how to check the special characters. We are going to use symbols, but I'm not going to use ASCII table. It will be a different logic, but perhaps I can create it too. If you can create it, please share it with me. Okay, we do not have any question. Let's have our break time. Eleven minutes will be enough. Okay, let's continue. Let me check if we have any question. And I cannot see. Let's check the Slack channel, Zoom channel, nothing there. Like always, a beautiful day without any question. Actually, I would prefer having a lot of different questions. Creating an interactive atmosphere always helps teacher and students. So, okay, I was talking about checking the special characters. We are going to do that like this. First, we cannot use ASCII table this time. All of the symbols are in different places in the table. Instead, we will create a string which has all the symbols like plus zero. I'm sorry, zero minus, exclamation mark, question mark, things like that, comma, semicolon, and other things. All of them will be in this string. And each time, again, I will check the password. Hello, for example. When I take this one, I will check. If this string has this letter, it's okay, right? If this string has this letter, it means this password has the symbol. And when I check this one, the string does not have this letter. No, 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 no. String does not have any of these letters. It means we should write an error message there. I will use this logic. First, I need to create this string symbols. It will have different symbols. I don't know. I'm just entering them randomly. I don't know which, what, where. Okay. That's enough. You do not need to write all of them. If it was a professional code, of course, we have to write all the symbols here. But here, this is more than enough. As long as symbol, our password has one of them, it will be enough. So first, I need to reach each characters. That's the first step. How do we do that? We will use for I loop. If I will start from 0, as long as I is smaller than password's length, it will continue. There should be if condition, if statement in the loop. If symbols has contains password char at I. If it has it, we will write something. But here there's a problem. Houston, we have a problem. It says here you have to use a string data type. When we use char at 0, it becomes a char data type. Somehow, without changing the value, I should change the data type. It's very easy. String is strong. Just before it write this kind of string, because string is strong, it will convert to this char data type to string. Char add method returns char data type to be able to use it with contains method. We need to change data type to string, and we did it by adding this part. So if it has it, I will put another. I will increase the value of flag. flag, where are flag here, increase the value of flag, and we will break because we do not need to check anything else. If it has it, everything is all right. One is enough. I need to create another flag for this one because if there's an error after the loop, according to that flag, I will write an error message. Integer flag for symbols. It will be 0. And at the same time, I need to increase that value too. And according to this value, if it is 0, oh, sorry. If it is 0, I mean, if it hasn't been increased in the loop, after the loop, I will write an error message. If flag for, I cannot type it, flag for symbols equals to, not equals to 0, oh, equals to 0. I'm sorry, let me check something. Yes, if it is 0, it means there's a problem. So let's write the message there. Password must contain special character. Okay, it should work. Everything seems fine. I'm using 2 different flags because this is a general flag, but this flag is only used in this method. It won't affect others. But this flag is being counted in all the class. Okay, that's enough. I will try to explain it shortly. It's a really long code, and it's very hard to understand for you. I know that. This is a very complicated code, but at the end, I will try to explain everything one more time. So, so we can understand it. The last condition, what it is, password must have at least 8 characters. This is the easiest one, if you ask me. Let's create another one. Check max number. Okay, that's enough. Let's send the password. And let's create the method. Creating the method is easiest part. Coming over it and clicking on it will create the password. How can I check the size? It's very easy. If password's length is higher than or equal to 8, everything is right. It means everything is right. We will increase the value of flag by 1. Flag plus plus. We don't have another condition, so I do not need to create a flag for this one. Else, we will write an error message. So password must be blah blah. It should be enough. But still, let me check. Okay. It should be enough. We do not need to do anything else. If it does not work, we may try something else. Okay, we have the conditions, passwords. We have entered. We have taken the password from user. It's okay. Do we need to write anything in the loop? Yes, we need. We haven't set any condition. You know, starting from the beginning of the loop, in each case, if it is right, I'm increasing the value of flag. If it is right, another mark. In the third condition, another mark. If this is also correct, if all the conditions are met here, I will put 4 flag. If it is 4 flag, loop can end, right? If we have the value of flag is 4, loop will end. It means user entered a valid password. If it is not 4, loop should start over. We were writing the condition here. If the flag is not equal to 4, loop will start again. Again, the system will ask for another password. In the second loop, let's say user, it is not 4, and user came here, and system asked for another password. Here, user entered a lowercase and it's correct. We need to reassign flag to 0. Otherwise, it will continue putting a mark as long as loop continues. At the beginning of each loop, we should reassign the flag to 0 again. Otherwise, it won't work. At the beginning, flag should be 0. We will recheck everything from the scratch. Okay, everything seems fine. It should work. Let me check for the questions. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask it. I'm also following our YouTube channel too. You can write it there. Okay, let me run it. Okay, let's enter a password. Hello. It seems everything's right. Password must contain a special character. Password must have at least 8 characters. There are error messages, so it has asked the same question again. I will enter the same password. Okay. What about if I use only lower cases? Hello. Password must contain capital letter. If all of them are in capitals, hello, password should have at least one lowercase letter. It seems like it's working. Let's put a symbol there. Hello, and the symbol. As you can see, this is not there anymore. It is not asking for a lowercase special character. Okay, it seems like everything's fine. We have entered lowercase, capital. Let's enter a long one. Okay, we could be able to get rid of this one too. It is also working. Let's write a proper password. Hello world, and we need a special character. It's we have lowercase, capital, special character, and the number of the letters is higher than 8, I think. This should be okay. Oh, we have forgotten to write a success message. At the end, after the loop, if everything is correct, loop will end and we will be able to print the message. Where is our loop? Where is main method? Here it is. After the loop ends here, in the main method, if somehow we could be able to get out of the loop, it means password will be accepted. Okay. I will rewrite hello world dot your password accepted. It is working. Let's review what we have done here. I hope you got the question. I'm not going to re-explain. I'm not going to explain the question again. We need to take password and we need to check the conditions. That's all we need to do. We have taken the password from user here. Taken the password from user. When you hold down Control K and click on the method call, I'm sorry. Yes, when you hold down the Control key and click on the method call, it will directly take you to the method. Let's click on it. Here we are. This is checking for lowercase letters in the method. To check all the letters one by one, we need to create a loop. Let me write index structure 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each one will be checked. If it is between A and Z letters, it will say okay. It will increase the general flags value by 1, and it will also increase the flag of lowercase by 1. And when it finds it, it will end everything. The break means that, and it's let's end the loop. If this flags belongs to this class is a 0, it means it couldn't be able to increase it, which means the system couldn't be able to find any lowercase in the password. If that's the case, it will print this message. If everything is right, it won't write any message. It will just increase the flags. In the second method, we have used this one, check capitals. I'm holding Control K and click on it. This time we are doing same thing. I just changed the limits. Instead of lower cases, this time we're checking capital letters. If the letter entered here is between those letters, it will increase the value of flag. How we are doing that? Of course, I will use loop to check each letter separately. I will check each letter one by one. I have used a loop starting from 0, and the last number will be lower than length of the password. And each time I will increase the value by 1 because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be checked. If each letter, if one of them is between capital letters, the loop will increase the flags values by 1, flag values by 1, and it will end the loop because of this break. Break will end the loop, and it will check this method's flag. If it is 0, it means it couldn't be able to find any letter between capital letters, and it hasn't been increased in the loop. If it is 0, we will write the error message. Third condition is checking the special characters. The logic is very similar, but this time, instead of checking the ASCII table, we have created a string variable. There's only symbols in it. Again, I am checking the values of the password. Let me delete this part. This time, instead of using ASCII table, when I check the first letter, I'm checking the symbols. Does symbol do symbols contain this letter? Does it? No, it does not, because this is not a symbol. And when we check all of them one by one, we will see it won't increase the flag for symbols or general flag. So a flag or symbols will be 0. It will print this message, and another flag won't be added to the flag variable. If we add a dot here, in the last one, it will be true. This condition will be true. Symbols will contain the dot symbol, so it will increase the flag, and it will also increase the flag for symbols. So when we check it, it won't be 0, and it won't print any error message, because everything's right here. If there's a dot there, there won't be any error message. Oh, there's a message for me. Okay, I will check it later. So, okay, that much enough. The last part is very easy. We are checking for the length. If it is higher than 8, we will increase the flag, and I will put another mark here. If it is not higher than 8, the system will give an error message. At the end, we should have 4 flags, 4 marks in the flag variable. Each time I'm increasing the value by 1, so if everything is all right, flags value should be 4. If it is not, we should ask password from user again. That's all. If you don't know how we created those methods, please watch it from the recording. I just wrote a random method name, and I sent the password to the machine. And according to the rules I set there, it checked the question and increased the flags value. I think that's enough. This very comprehensive question we have written out of code, and over 100 lines we have in this code. It's very okay for everybody if you couldn't be able to understand it. But at least it is not very hard, but there are a lot of code. If you write it yourself, it will be better to understand. Let's try to solve an easier question. CO4 to while question. I will go to the slide and I will try to solve another question. Okay, let's try to solve this one. Ask the user for a positive number. Find out if the number is a perfect square. If print false, if it is true, if it is we will write perfect square if it is true. For example, 16, as you can see, we should calculate the square root. It is square of 4, the 16 element. Okay. I will take the question from the slide. At first, it seems like a very hard question, but believe me, it is not. There's a very simple logic that we can use. Question time. Find out if the number is perfect square. This part is a little confusing. Find out if the number is perfect square. If it is print true. Oh. If it is, print the value. Okay. We'll put 16, and output will be 4, because 16 is square power of 4. How can we do that? Actually, let me explain the logic. It's very easy. Let's say user entered 15. I'm sorry, 25. I'm saying 15, but writing 25. Interesting. We know that this number is square of 5. But how can we find it by calling? Actually, it's very easy. We will start from 1, and we will create a loop until this number. The last value should be 24. And each time, starting from 1, I will check. 1 times 1, does it equal to 25? No. 2 times 2, the result is 25? No. 3 times 3, result is not equal to 25. 4 times 4, no, it's not 25. 5 times 5, oh yes, it is 25. It is a square number, that means. It is a square power of some number. It is 5. So starting from 1 until the number itself, we will check each number by multiplying it by itself. If the result is the number, we will say voila. If we cannot find the result, if we cannot find the right number when we complete all the loop, it means it's not a square number. Okay, it won't take too long. I will create. We can ask a number from user, or we can directly create it. Integer input will be a number 16. For the example, there should be a starting number, integer starting number. Okay, starting number. It will be 1, of course. We will start from number 1. I can create a flag, but for now, let's start doing it. Then we will create it. 2. At the end there should be a while. Okay, now I should create a loop. The loop will start from the starting number. And each time in the loop, we will increase the value by 1. If starting number times starting number equals to input. For example, we have entered 14. It will start from 1. 1 times 1, it is not 16. 2 times 2, no. 3 times 3. 4 times 4, it is equals to 16. It means we found what we are looking for. So, yes, it is. Let's print the 4. The number is plus starting number. It will change, of course. After checking each number, we will increase the value by 1. Starting number should be increased. Okay, it will start. It will check the first number 1. If it is the right number, it will print it, and if it is not, it will increase the value. When we find the right answer, we do not need to change other numbers, and we will use break. If it is the right number, do we need to check others? No, it is the right number. Stop it. The condition is, as long as starting number is lower than input, the system will continue. As long as starting number is smaller than input, loop will continue. Let's try. Oh, yes. Let's use 25. What about 26? Yes. Oh, nothing. There should be an error message. After the while loop, if we should state a flag here to understand what's going on. I will create a flag, Boolean flag. It will be false at first. And here, I will change the flag values too. Before the flag. Flag will be true. What I've done here, it was false. If it is no power of any number, the flag will be true. At the end, I can check this flag now. If flag is false, if it's true, I will not do anything. If it is false, I will print thought it is not. It is not. Okay. Let's write down. We should be able to see the error message right now. Here it is. It is not 21-25. When everything is all right, we should not see this negative message there. And yes, this. What I have done here. Normally, flux value is false. So if it's a square number, the flag value will be true and loop will end directly. The system will pass all the next steps and it will come to the end of the loop. Now I will check the flag. If it is true, I do not need to write any message because when it is true, I have already printed this. But if it is false, it means the system couldn't be able to find right numbers, the number we are looking for. It is not the proper square number. It will print the error message. Okay, thank you very much. Let me check for the questions. No, it seems like we do not have any question. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you on Friday, I think.